We made it to the Cape, and look at how beautiful it is this morning. So excited to start shelling. We're going to start in this little cove area here, and then once we shell this little beach, we're going to head over to Eastham Beach and see what we can find. Check out this cute little bird. I'm going to zoom in. So good morning. Let's go. So I was just walking down to the water's edge, and check this out. It's a really cool European flat oyster with all this cool seaweed attached to it. But that is still alive, I believe. Actually, no. Looks like it's expired. No, it is alive. I'm going to put this back in the water, but that is a European flat oyster. And it is covered with a bunch of slipper shells. But we'll put this back in the water. And we will carry on. I'm also hoping to find some wampum when I'm here. But look at some of these markings on some of these pieces of quahog shell. I like all those little vertical lines and that ombre and that variation of the purple to the light purple to the white. I like the contrast in that. Some interesting things I'm finding here today. Like, I'm not really sure what this is. If anybody knows, put it in the comments. But it's very shimmery and shiny. It is alive. We'll put it back in the ocean. But I don't know if that's a small oyster that hasn't matured yet. But if you know what it is, put it in the comments. I am very curious. Or maybe I'll put it through a Google image search later. But it's definitely something I've never seen here before. It's a really nice oyster shell. I like the markings on that. So here's an example of that purple wampum that I was hoping to find when I was here. Look at that. I love that. Let's rinse this off. Let's walk it down to the water. Give it a nice little rinse. Don't worry about getting my feet wet too much here because there's no waves to combat like on the island. It's nice calm water on the bay side. But yeah, look at that purple. If I can get some good light for you. That is really beautiful. Hoping to find more of these today. I really enjoy that purple wampum. I don't know if you saw the video that me and my sister, we went to Ocean City in Maryland. Oh my goodness, all the purple we found there was crazy. So if you didn't check that video out, definitely go back. I'm sure it's titled something that has to do with Ocean City, Maryland. There's also wild horses on the beach in that video, which is cool, but the amount of wampum we found there was crazy incredible. It was so cool. Look, there's some more here. Look at how pretty that is. So, so pretty. Some really pretty bay scallops coming up. I really like these. We're finding more of these. This is what I was hoping to find when we were coming here. So many of these in beautiful colors and sizes. Some beautiful oyster shells. Ooh, more of that purple. It's really nice. Really nice one there. Ooh, look at this one. This might be a keeper. This one might go in my pocket. Look at how deep purple that is. Let's wash this off. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this piece. I like this piece a lot. This one is definitely going in my pocket. Put it there right now. at how deep purple that is. So, 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 so pretty. So these are everywhere, but I'm really hoping to find a whole clamshell that's not busted with that deep purple inside of it. I feel really hopeful. It's a good area, but it's very rocky. So I don't know if anything would have survived it, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, I'm excited about this one for 2 reasons. This is a hybrid shell. So you can see those zigzag patterns on it. That is a man-made clam or quahog. And it was crossbred between a southern quahog and a northern quahog. Reason being that the northern quahog shells are very thick and they're very hardy, but they grow very slowly, and the southern quahogs grow really fast. So they crossbred them so that they had ones that would grow fast but have a hardy shell. And that's these guys, but I love the patterns on them. You can see there little zigzags, a little bit of wampum on the inside, but cool find nonetheless. This could be whole. Ooh, that is a nice whole quahog shell. Ooh, and we got that purple wampum. So this one is going to be coming home with me. This was a score. So let me rinse this. Has a little bit of a chip here, but we don't mind. It's in its entirety. Has that beautiful purple on the inside of the shell. That is gorgeous. That is a keeper. Okay, so now we are at East End Beach. It is gorgeous out. It is low tide. That is Kim. She met me here. And we are shelling. Right down here, there's a beautiful quahog with some cool markings. I'm hoping that there's some good purple on the inside of this. Nah, looks pretty old. But I do like all the markings on the outside of this quahog shell, and bonus that it's still hinged. But look at all the detail. That is beautiful. But we are going to be leaving this here today and seeing what else we can find. What's that?
This, I know, I'm seeing if it's open.
Oh yeah, it's alive. Let me see. It's cool. It's one of those.
I'm gonna go see if I hear that.
I'll put it back in the water. Really cute bay scallop, but it is alive. Put it back in the water. This is a good example to show you though that so scallops in general have a dark top and a light underside. And the reason why they do that is because the dark top on them can camouflage with the ocean floor. So it leaves them less susceptible to prey. So that's why they always have one side's light and one side is dark. But we're going to put this back in the water because it is still alive. There you go. Bye. It's a very nice soft shell, clam shell. These are very delicate and very fragile. So this quahog might be alive, or it might be expired and just hinged. Let's take a look. It is alive. Do like coming across these. So clamming is really big on the Cape. There's a lot of quahogs, a lot of cherry stones, a lot of little necks, but this is what they look like when they're alive. So I'll put this one back in the water. so it can continue living on, being happy as a clam. Ooh, look at this little scallop shell. This is really cute. I really like this shell. Look at how tiny that is. That is adorable. Hoping to find more of these today. A little bigger, more color maybe, but that is a cute shell. That one's going right in my pocket. So here we go. It's starting to get really scallopy. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Beautiful bay scallop shells here. That's why I love this beach. And another one. That's a nice one. This one might be coming home with me too. That's a really, really nice shell. Let's keep going. Another really beautiful one. Look at that. That is so pretty. I love the contrast. And I like the black tips at the ends. And a good one. So this is interesting. This is a oyster shell. Look at that. Super, super pretty. I love the way the light hits that. But yeah, this looks like it is a horse mussel shell. But I love how golden that is and shimmery. Coming up on a really pretty oyster shell here. Look at how white that is. And I like how deep it is. And I like how that dark adductor muscle scar is there. Really pretty New England shell. That is a nice moon snail shell. Look at this. That is really pretty. Like the ones we find on Plum Island. But this is a northern moon, just like the ones we find on the island. I'm hoping to find a shark eye moon snail while we are here. So I'm going to keep this in my pocket just until we see if we find one of those, so I can compare and contrast them to you, so you can see the difference between a northern moon and a shark eye moon. So I'll put this in my pocket for now. It's a really beautiful slipper shell. I like the markings on this one. Slipper shells are like super, super invasive, and you can see they're everywhere on the beach here. But some of them have really beautiful patterns. Ooh, really pretty piece of beechwood here. I like that. It looks like there was like a notch made in it. Like all the lines in that. I am a big fan of beechwood and what the ocean and time does to wear it down and smooth out the edges. Super, super pretty. Some blood arcs here too. I have some other ones down here. Just saw another one. Had some seaweed attached to it. This one is alive. I like the back of them. Kind of looks like a heart. But we'll put this one back in the water because it is definitely still alive and living. It's so pretty. Take some pictures of it first. More scallop shells. It looks like a seagull probably just feasted on this one. But wow, look at that. That is so pretty. That's what I'm saying. I feel like the Cape is like a superstore for scallop shells. So super pretty. Look at the patterns in that. It's like a painting. Take some pictures of it while we have it here. See what the other side looks like. It's a little bit more seaweedy, but this side is gorgeous. So pretty. So this oyster cluster is very interesting. I'm not picking it up for the beauty, although it would probably be beautiful if I bleached it. But this is kind of the way oysters look on an oyster bed. If I can zoom in for you. See if I can get that to come in clear. So this is how it would look on an oyster bed. They're kind of like all stuck on rocks and the ocean floor. And like picture this multiplied by like 500 of these things, just like all clustered together. That is what an oyster bed looks like. They're all kind of fused and stuck together. So cool. But leave this here, but it was fun to find. I like oyster clusters. Another beautiful bay scallop shell. I'm telling you, the Cape is where it's at for these. So super pretty. There's another one right over there. Let's go check that out. So super pretty. Wow, look at that one. You guys, so pretty. Some pictures of this one. It's so nice. Wow. Love that. I'm loving today. I'm so glad we had a chance to come here this season. Cool barnacles on this piece of crab carapace. Looks like that would have been a really big rock crab, but I do like me some good barnacles when they're stuck to things. More bay scallops. Looks like left behind by another seagull. Nice and peachy. Trouble zooming in. There we go. That is pretty. Super pretty. See some pictures of that. The other side looks like, yeah, so there's always a pretty side and a one that is more earthy and rustic, and the earthy rustic one is usually the one that is the underside. Let's keep going. Ooh, this is a perfect quahog. This is the one that I was telling you about earlier. That's the cross between the southern quahog and the northern one. You can tell by that zigzag pattern. But it also has some really cool purple on the inside. See if we can get some water on it to show you how pretty it is. But yeah, look at that pattern. Come on, that is gorgeous. Take some pictures of that. Has some purple on the inside. Nice pattern there. I love these. These are some nice shells. There's another one over here. Gotta remember to go back and get my water bottle. Got some purple on the inside. This is just a straight northern quahog. So this is just a standard northern quahog. So let me show you the difference. On the right, well, hold on, let me put it down for you. Okay, so on the left, if I can get it in some good light to get into the sand a little bit for you. So on the right is just your northern quahog. On the left is the hybrid one that I was telling you about that is crossbred between the southern quahog and the northern one. You can see the difference there, but both quahogs, but different species. One on the left is man-made, one on the right occurs in nature. Another nice scallop shell here. This shell looks piratey to me. It looks old and rustic. Crazy. But it has a lot of stories to tell. Look at all that on there. It's kind of creepy. Like, I don't like it, but I also like it. Huh. Well, we're gonna leave it here. Ooh, another pretty one like that. I don't know, I kind of dig it. Look at that. They both had like slipper shells attached to it, but that is really interesting to me. A little creepy, but interesting. Huh. Perfect for Halloween weekend. Okay. Okay. So this is not the prettiest shark eye moon snail, but this is a northern moon right here. And you can see the umbilicus in the back. There's that deep hole right there where the umbilicus is, and there's not a lobe covering here. So that is a northern moon. So this right here is a shark eye moon snail, and you can see it has this thick lobe covering in the back over the umbilicus. Also, the apex on it is a little bit flatter. So here they are side by side. Again, not the prettiest shark eye moon snail, but it was able to aid us in a contrast and compare, so you can see the difference. Before we leave, one more. Did you find anything good? Hi. Did you find anything good?
Yes.
What did you get? Ooh, that's a good one too. I found this one.
Oh.
Would you like
I
it?
got several of them, see?
So cute. We got one too. Oh, I like the jingle shells. They're so shiny.
She said the jingle shells, yeah.
Yeah, they're so pretty and shiny.
Yeah.
They remind me of potato chips too.
I'm going to give those to her. Right
Where is it?
Sanibel?
Oh no, I haven't. I've
Island.
only been to Sanibel once.
It's a shell beach.
So pretty. I'm going to give you a quick panoramic view. So low tide fell a little bit later in the day than I anticipated for. So we actually have to head out to make it back home. But I feel like I got a lot of good shelling in. We found a lot of good scallop shells, which is exactly what I came here for. And I'm very excited about this. I'm more excited about all the winter storms that are going to be rolling in the next few months. So stay tuned for that and stay tuned for more videos. And I will see you next time we hit the beach. Bye.